What's up everyone, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the unboxing of Moto X4. This is the box. On the front we have the Moto logo, Moto's brand and the Moto X4 at the bottom. On the right side once again we have the phone's name along with Lenovo's branding. On the back we have some specifications, IMEI number and so on. On the other side it's completely plain, but at the bottom we have manufacturing date, once again IMEI numbers, SAR values and so on. Now let's get started with the unboxing. This phone is sold in India online exclusively on Flipkart in two variants. Base variant starts at 21,000 rupees and comes with 3GB of RAM and 32GB of internal storage. Next variant is sold at 23,000 rupees with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage. Both the variants are available in two colors, black and blue, but as of now, base variant is only available in the black color. You can also buy this phone offline on Moto stores and Moto's official offline partners. So guys, now that the box is open, at the top we have the phone. Let's come back to it later. Next we have a cardboard box. Inside that we have some documentation and a SIM card ejector pin. It's the same thing we have seen for Lenovo, nothing new. Next we have a USB Type-C charging cable. Yes guys, this phone comes with a USB Type-C port, not a micro USB port. Next we have the Moto's rapid power adapter with a maximum output of 15 watts. Finally we have earbuds, flat cable, inline mic and some extra ear tips. So guys, that is all we get in the box. Now let's come back to the phone. On the front we have some key specifications and some highlighting features, and one among them is the IP68 water and dust resistance. Let me peel this off. So guys, this is how the phone looks on the front and back. Just from my initial impressions, phone looks super premium and very well built. Now let's have a physical overview and check out the specs. On the back, it has a 3D curved glass with a circular camera module, housing dual camera setup and a dual tone dual LED flash. One of them is a 12 megapixel camera with f2.0 aperture, 1.4 micron pixel size and dual autofocus pixel sensor. Next we have an 8 megapixel camera with ultra wide angle lens, 120 degree field of view and f2.2 aperture. Following that is the Moto's logo, and at the bottom we have a microphone hole. On the front we have a 5.2 inch LTPS display with Full HD resolution, 424 ppi, covered by 2.5D curved Corning Gorilla glass. We don't know the version number. Above the display we have the proximity and ambient sensors, earpiece, a microphone and a 16 megapixel selfie camera with f2.0 aperture and a dedicated selfie flash. Below the display we have another microphone hole along with a fingerprint scanner. On the right side we have the power and volume buttons, which are smaller than the regular Moto G series phones. Power button comes with a nice texture that sets it apart from the volume buttons. On the top we have the SIM card tray that houses a nano SIM slot and a hybrid SIM slot. Following that is an antenna band and a microphone hole. At the bottom we have two antenna bands, a 3.5mm audio jack and a USB Type-C charging port. We also have some specifications. On the left side it is completely plain. Now that's the physical overview. Let's look what's under the hood. This phone sports a Snapdragon 630 processor with 8 Cortex A53 cores and Adreno 508 GPU. I have the 3GB RAM variant, and out of the box I got around 1.3GB of free RAM and 18GB of free space for user data and user apps. It is running pure stock Android based on Android 7.1.1 Nougat with September security patch. It is powered by a non-removable 3000 mAh battery which also supports rapid charging. This phone should get completely charged in 1.5 hours. It has all the basic sensors including FM radio, gyroscope, compass. It even has an NFC. It supports dual SIM with dual 4G. It also supports VoLTE, so Jio works without any issues. In the software department, once again it is completely stock, nothing new, no bloatware, except for the LinkedIn app which we can't uninstall. This is how the camera interface looks. From the first sight, there is nothing new, but in settings, we have something new. We have the spot color mode that turns the background of a subject into black and white. We have depth enabled mode, or also called as portrait mode. And finally we have the face filters, which adds animations or cartoon stickers to faces. If you click the button on the left side, it will switch between the primary camera and the secondary wide angle camera. Now when you click this button at the center, it will recognize the object in front of the camera. This is a character from an anime called One Piece, and this phone was able to identify it. I was really surprised that Moto was able to do this. Now those were the main highlights. Rest of the things are pretty common. This phone has IP68 water and dust resistance, and this is probably the cheapest phone with water resistance. By the way, I forgot to mention, this phone has a front-facing speaker and this is how it sounds. Now coming to my initial impressions, phone feels very solidly built, back looks gorgeous, it's a fingerprint magnet, and I am worried about scratching it. Haptic feedback on this phone is simply awesome, one of the best I've used. So far everything looks snappy and buttery smooth. Based on the initial shots, cameras on this phone seems to be really good. But for some reason, while taking shots in depth enable mode, camera's UI was lagging a lot. I think the cameras on these phones need to be optimized. Switching between the primary camera and the wide angle camera is taking a lot of time. Now coming to the features, we have the regular Moto actions, Moto display, we also have Moto voice and Moto key, which I'll be covering in my best features video. Fingerprint scanner is fast but not the fastest I've seen. It takes around half a second to unlock the phone, which is kinda annoying. It still has the fingerprint gestures that we have seen in the Moto G series phones, so that will save some screen real estate. Now the thing that surprised me the most was the free storage on this phone. Normally a 32GB variant comes with at least 22GB of free space, but this phone comes with only 18GB of free space. Based on initial impressions, this phone does seems to be worth its price. Let's hope it does. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you wish to buy this phone, use the link in the description, it helps the channel. In few days I'll be posting more videos on this phone, so stay tuned to us by subscribing to our channel. If you like this video, hit that like button and share it with your friends. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.